Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. Here we have Dustin on Bomberman versus Matt on Izzet Delver. That Eureka Matt could throw you for a little bit of a loop. I got mixed up in between throwing a curveball and getting thrown for a loop. Matt Orfanello has done very well with Eureka Tell, as well as a bunch of other combo decks, currently playing what might be the best deck in the format, Blue-Red Delver. Now, this is before Modern Horizons shakes things up. We will start having Modern Horizons matches on the channel fairly soon. Lion's Eye Diamond, Mox Opal, 5 cards played out of Dustin's hand there, all 0 mana, none of them lands. Wasteland denied, no legal targets on Dustin's side of the board, and now Dustin's going to gain a little bit of information, but more importantly, draw a couple of cards. He still has access to Mox Opal, Lotus Petal, and Lion's Eye Diamond, so going to be looking to do something explosive. Lion's Eye Diamond just becoming increasingly powerful as they continue to print new cards. So Walking Ballista, X equals 1, and it's just going to take out the Young Pyromancer. Dustin not going to trade in, playing around days, could have potentially maximized his mana and ended up with a 1/1 Walking Ballista to kill the next threat. Let me know how you would have played that. Would it be worth it to trade that Lotus Petal for an extra +1/+1 counter on Ballista and potentially answer this Sprite Dragon or whatever else is going to be coming? And it is Sprite Dragon. The damage comes in. Of course, you could get stuffed by a Daze. Moving all in would feel pretty bad then. Now we have a Chalice at 1. A play that would not have been available had Dustin moved all in on the Walking Ballista. Chalice at 1. It's a pretty scary thing for so many Magic decks. Expressive Iteration, finding a land drop for Matt and adding a card to his hand. Polluted Delta, which now like a $45 card. Somewhat amusing to see the market try and figure out what to do with Modern Horizons. Another Sprite Dragon and more damage coming in, and you know the pressure's on here. Lightning Bolt getting triggered. Oh, he misses the oh, he didn't miss the trigger. Okay. I thought he missed the trigger, so he was taking 3 and then additional damage. 5 damage coming in from Sprite Dragon, and now Young Pyromancer added into the mix. Is he taking the proper amount of damage there? Brainstorm. Able to make elementals and pump the Sprite Dragons, but Matt so far holding on to that Brainstorm, indicating that perhaps he's got Force of Will. Uh-oh. Well, this will be game over. Matt was doing so well. Oh, big oof here. Black Lotus, like shenanigans. We got Force of Negation able to stop. Wow. That is perhaps one of the strongest Force of Negations we've ever seen on the channel. Force of Negation exiling the Lion's Eye Diamond. And Dustin needs the pass back only to lose to Sprite Dragon. That is brutal. Force of Negation just straight up better than Force of Will there as it exiles the infinite mana combo piece. That is just brutal. It's a heck of a Magic card. And going up in value. I mean, I remember Force of Negations. I always felt really weird about selling those at $25 when they were abundant, thanks to Modern Horizons being opened everywhere. It just seemed bizarre to me that that card could be so undervalued. Now, I think the price a little bit more accurately reflected, pushing $100. I think they're like 90 to 100 right now. Some places probably still have inventory at like 80, but that will dry up fast, I would imagine, as the card is, as we just saw, sometimes just straight up better than Force of Will. Force of Will would not have helped there. He would have been able to counter the Lion's Eye Diamond. There would have been mana floating, and Dustin would have been able to bring back with the floating mana and still end up with infinite mana. So that is absolutely superior to Force of Will in that particular circumstance, which is, you know, not often the case. Not very often where Force of Will gets outshined. You know, there was even something like Misdirection definitely was a blowout card, but it wasn't always able to do the same type of thing as Force of Will, whereas Force of Negation usually can. It's just not able to stop the creatures. That's really the only issue. So Matt picking up that first game. Dustin, despite having a strong start last game, finds himself on the play again, leading out with 3 artifacts. And Force of Negation is on top of his deck. Dustin knows that he's going to have to contend with that card. May not be able to play around it. He'll just have to play through it in all likelihood. And yes, he does in fact have a Force of Negation, as the other bauble confirms. Perhaps meaning he has 2, but Delver of Secrets, that ideal opening for Matt. And Bomberman just not really firing on all cylinders, though, mercifully, Delver did not flip, so just 1 damage comes in. Delver decks, when you have that turn 1 Delver and it flips, their win percentage significantly higher. They just got to hold down the fort. And we've got a Salvagers, but no white mana yet, right? Looks like a couple of Caverns and a Ancient Tomb. Auriok Salvagers returning these baubles would be very, very strong, just to kind of grind things out. The Salvagers in play, currently winning the race, but that will not be the case for long. Young Pyromancer. Young Pyromancer exiled? Interesting. So no land in that mix, I presume. Oh, Tundra. Allowing Dustin to get some card drawing going. He's going to keep digging. He's going to have to find potentially 2 Lion's Eye Diamonds. Knows he's got to play around a Daze as well now. And we've got all of these baubles getting used. Probably the way he needs to play it. There's a little bit of concern about white mana here. So if Dustin can end up with additional white mana, he'll be able to utilize Salvagers even more. But for sure, this Force of Negation. What is happening? Delver just turned sideways. Dustin not blocking, indicating that Matt has a Lightning Bolt and would be happy to trade just to get the Salvagers off the board. That does feel a little bit like a potential webcam play. Somebody could forget about the opposing creature. Ethereal Forger comes in, delves Expressive Iteration and a Braid. A Braid had taken out that Mox Opal, but not likely to be super helpful, as Dustin can return it so easily. And we got a uncounterable Walking Ballista now. And Dustin... Oh, it's not uncounterable. All right, those caverns not on construct or whatever Walking Ballista is. And that could easily be the match here. Having that Ballista uncounterable would have been absolutely huge. Matt could have afforded to take a hit and then dump more mana into the Walking Ballista, keeping it around. I'm not even sure if that's the optimal way to do it, because you can recur him pretty easily too with the Salvagers. Bauble is returned. Matt holding up Force of Negation mana. Returns the Walking Ballista. And there he is. 3 counters. And he trades out for the Ethereal Forager. Just a Delver of Secrets left for creatures on board. Has not flipped this entire time. Another Delver in hand. Wasteland takes out the Tundra. And an Ethereal Forager shows up and knocks Dustin out of the stream. And he's back. Devastating blow, Force of Will, and Expressive Iteration delved. Very little hope for Dustin here. He's facing down what will likely be lethal. Will definitely be lethal after tapping those Ancient Tunes. We've got the Karn. That could grab a number of problem cards. Matt's got to think about this. At the very least, it can grab Lion's Eye Diamond. There's the LED. So hard cast Force of Negation on that. Has he found another one? No, he is not. So Dustin hanging in there as best he could. His deck would not deliver up another Lion's Eye Diamond, and that would have been the way. I mean, Karn grabbing LED. I mean, Matt held on to that Force of Negation as long as he could, and ultimately it's enough to save him. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.